Welcome back. Welcome back to An Athlete's Journey. I am your host, Travis Reed. Today we got a special guest, a big brother of mine, a Crenshaw and California legend. I don't care what nobody say. He was a part of the greatest high school team in California history. That's in my opinion. I don't think nobody wanted to see this team, his senior year. I thought that the team was, even though they lost, they were pretty much unbeatable. Just me. He was a two-time first city, all-team, all-city, best shooter in the city. Without him, Tremaine and Chris is getting triple teamed in the post. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that kept the four spread. The Klay Thompson, the Klay Thompson of the team.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? So just want to say shout out to, like I said, Crenshaw and California legend Reggie Mcferren. Say what's up, Reg.
Yes, sir. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, T-Rab? What it do, baby?
Oh man, just blessed, man. Just happy to have you on the show, man. I appreciate you for coming on. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're a legend to me.
It's a blessing to be here, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like I said, I just appreciate you, bro, for real. All that.
Yeah, it's a blessing to be here. Blessing to be on your podcast, man. It's a blessing to be alive. It's a beautiful thing. This is the first podcast I ever been on.
Well, so, like I said, I feel honored. I feel honored, bro.
Hey, it's surprising to me, but hey, it's all good.
Like I said, luckily for yourself, like you're gonna be on the podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and be on YouTube, all that. So, yes,
sir.
Definitely.
Yes,
so for people who listen to the podcast, he has a Crenshaw basketball shirt, which he is a Crenshaw legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like I said, so let's get right into it, Reg. How did your basketball journey start?
My pops was a coach.
Mm-hmm.
My pops was a coach, and we had a avocado tree in our backyard. He cut it down and put almost like a half court in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to have 3-on-3 men's tournaments back there. So during the course of that, I'd be playing out there by myself or with a couple of buddies in the backyard from the neighborhood. And that's really how it started right there. And then about, I think in 84,
mm-hmm.
when I started playing at Jesse Owens, at Real Rogers Park Park over there in Watts.
Okay.
And that's where I played center. Started over there.
Okay, because you were just tall. Like Reg don't seem like nothing like no center.
Yeah, that was me. I played center. All my life until Sarah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you interested in any other sports besides ball?
Yeah, played a lot of football in the neighborhood, street football, throw up tackle, and in the neighborhood we have a it used to be called the V lot, where a lot of the older go and play football, and it was real rough. But I wanted to play football bad, but was never able to play organized football. I wasn't allowed to, but I played a lot of baseball at Jesse Owens Park.
Mm-hmm.
I played baseball for about 6 years, probably. From Jesse Owens, and then I went over to Darby my last year playing baseball. Pretty good at that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you was a city hooper, did you play in like AAU ball, or you just straight city hoop growing up?
I played with my pops. My pops would instead of me playing on any teams, he would be the coach of the team, almost like the ball. Like LeVar. So he'd be the coach, and he'd grab some guys from wherever, and we'd just go run against the AAU teams. We'll play against a lot of those guys. So pretty much that's where I learned how to really kind of handle the ball by doing that. That's where I was really kind of like a point guard on that team.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
No, that's always cool when you get
yeah,
your family to kind of like, because they want you to shine. So,
right,
you
right,
know what I'm saying? So like
right.
that definitely for real. So
Yes,
uh
sir.
you one of the top players, you a good player coming up. What made you choose Sarah High School?
I was always in private school.
Mm,
Growing up as a kid, I went to a school called Hawthorne Christian. Then I went to a school called Celeste Scott Christian
mm-hmm,
School, and then the transition to another private school was just an easy call, for my parents, you
mm-hmm,
know.
mm-hmm,
So that's really made me why I went to Sarah. I really want to go to Locke, to be honest with you, but
mm-hmm.
believe it or not. But that was my local school, Locke, and on the other side was Fremont.
Yeah,
So,
no, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So that's the transition to another private school was real easy.
Okay, so you one of the top players at Sarah. What made you leave Sarah and go to the Shaw?
I didn't want to leave. To be honest with you, I didn't want to leave. I, I was having a lot of fun over there. I was able to play the game. Like I
Mm.
said, I was playing. Believe it or not, Trav, I was playing a lot of 1 and 2.
Okay,
You
okay,
know,
okay.
grab he'd allow me grab the board and I'd go, and
Mm.
everybody else just follow suit. So what happened was the summer of my 10th grade, going to my 11th grade year, we was late for a game at Artesia High in the summer, and I got there with warm-ups. The coach always wants you there a little early, but I got there in warm-ups, and then I didn't play the first half. So my pops was a little upset and wanted to talk to the coach, and he was like, "Man, talk to me after the game." So okay, after the game, I ended up having 20 something against Hawthorne High, and
Mm-hmm,
after the game, my pops and the coach got into it.
mm-hmm,
So once
mm-hmm,
they got to arguing and doing all that stuff, I knew I wasn't going back. And plus, I was already working out with Coach Duckett during the summer. I would go
mm-hmm.
from Sarah practice and go work out with Coach Duckett after I practiced at Sarah. So I think the coach was a little mad at that too. So
Oh, I
yeah,
got you. I got you.
actually, I was supposed to went to. I went to Washington. I went to
Okay.
Washington first to try out, and
Mm-hmm.
Coach Dave, I think it's Coach Dave, he wouldn't let me try out with the team. So I just said, forget it. Crenshaw, here I come.
Ha!
Believe that or
Ha!
not.
How funny is that?
Right,
Washington didn't let you even try with the team. How crazy is that?
right. I wanted to go there bad. I didn't even want to go to Crenshaw, to be honest with
That's crazy,
you.
man. That's
Crazy
super.
story, ain't it?
Yeah, in fact, you didn't even want to go to Crenshaw. So
Nope.
junior year, obviously, Crenshaw gets you, Tremaine, and Chris all coming in the same
Yeah.
year. Did you know that you guys were going to be special in the beginning, or they had to like kind of figure your way out?
No. No, I didn't know at all. I mean, I already knew Chris. Man, Chris played together at the Inglewood YMCA there at Water. And pretty much from there, I didn't really know nobody other than I seen Lil Keith Davis. His dad used to play in the Drew leagues and the Joe Weekly league. So I
Mm-hmm.
was see the young guys. I see him, but other than that, I didn't know at all. I was just going over there to just do what I knew how to do.
I got
Do
you.
what I knew how to do, and that's play basketball and the best I could. So, but by the time the team came together, Rob Parker coming in as a ninth grade, 10th grade phenom,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I was a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was a little nervous, and then walking in the gym, hey Trav, walking in the gym, both sides of the gym was packed for tryouts.
I remember freshman year. I was like, all these dudes is trying for the team.
Right. Oh, man, this is what I got to go up against. Who's these guys? You know,
Yeah,
it was
I
crazy.
remember that. I remember
Crazy.
senior year,
Crazy.
obviously y'all senior year, my freshman year. Like I remember like one side of the bleachers was all the players and the other side was all the coaches. So you saw like Jim Herrick and Lute
Right.
Olson and like Kansas, Kentucky, all these schools for all y'all. I was like, man, this is crazy.
Hey, it was the best time of my life. I swear, it was the best 2 years of basketball ever. Just traveling, going to Alaska, going to South Carolina, going to Florida, playing against all those guys. Man, it was awesome. It was awesome.
I remember, like I said, I mean, when junior year was a little. I mean, your junior year I was a little different because I was in junior high, but I used to try to catch as many games as I could of y'all back then because
that's crazy.
Yeah, because like Pops was like, your school was like, you know, like one of the schools I was thinking about going to, and I remember the first time I met Chris.
Yeah,
I met him in the 8th grade. We was in Vegas, and
okay.
I remember we was at that little tournament in April, whatever, the Easter Classic or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And Chris came up with two dudes. I'm playing like NBA Jam or something. 3 dudes come up to me. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on. You know, he was like, you Travis Reed? I'm like, yeah. You coming to Crenshaw next year? I'm like, yeah, probably, yeah. He's like, you want to come win a state championship? You better come to the show. I was like, all right. Kind of scared me for a minute.
Right.
But it's all good, you know what I'm saying? So I was there when I was.
It was a good move for you, though.
No, I was happy. Like, I remember when y'all won City. I don't know who y'all played your junior year to win City. I want to say Manuel. It was Dorsey, right?
It was Dorsey.
It was Dorsey, yeah.
Dorsey.
And like I said, I remember y'all won. I was like, man, you know, then I saw that y'all won state too. I was like, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when'd you know that you was gonna be special with Crenshaw, Reg? Man, when'd you know you were gonna be special?
I really didn't, bro. I really didn't. Like I said, it was just like a job. When I was a kid playing in the summer in Joe Weekly League, I would be shooting in the girls' gym with Coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, us to be there serving the food. So sometimes when it was slow, because days it used to be slow in the run shooting dunk league, so he'd come over there and just feed me the ball. Now take it 10 years later, I didn't know I'd be there as a shooter. You know what I mean? So pretty much we all had our specific job we had to do. It was kind of like a job. You know, he used to get mad at me for even passing it to Tremaine for a dunk. You know, so I was like, damn, you mad at it? No, shoot that ball. So it was pretty much a job. I didn't know. I didn't even know I was even good at it, to be honest with you, Trav. It just, you know, when you have a job and that's your task, I mean, that's what you're gonna do. So you try to perfect it, you know, and because we all know you don't want to come off the court.
No. Crenshaw.
You know at all.
Crenshaw, if you come off the court, you might be sitting for a minute, you know, because it was so deep. It was so deep, man. Like I said, like I always felt like that. Like I said, like that team.
Yes, sir.
When I came, like the first day, whatever, practice, and I found out that Tank was coming too, I was like, man, this team gonna be stupid. You know, like this team gonna be stupid, you know, good. And, you know, and I was like, they gonna win state.
You know, we could have had a couple of other players too.
Well, I remember
we could have had a couple of other players too.
I remember when y'all had Paul. I know Paul Pierce went there.
Yeah, Paul was there on my junior year.
Yeah, I'm like,
junior year. Yeah. You know,
that would have been stupid.
Arlie was supposed to come.
I remember that. I remember that.
Senior league.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just crazy. I mean, we would have been nice still without Tank, but shoot, with Tank, it was a beautiful thing. I can't complain. You
Nah,
know,
man, yeah, that
I love
was
my. Hey, Trav, I love Maurice a little better because I was on his right hand side. He always threw me the ball every time he looked up. Maurice, my guy, Mo Robinson, I love you, baby.
nah, that's real, man. Like I
Yes,
said, I
sir.
remember, like I only can imagine, like, like Crenshaw was so much talent that they had dudes leave, like dudes who were great leave and still win the state. And so for me, like,
Right.
I was just like, man, this is stupid. Like Crenshaw, like like you said, it was a job. Practice was like 3 hours. We were running to death.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Suicide, 17s.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, man, this is like a college
Hey,
practice.
right. After a hard, you know, after we done scrimmaged hard, now you want to do 17s. Come on, man. We tired.
You know what I'm saying? And I was
You
like, man,
feel
oh my
me?
God. I just remember like one day, like they were on me. I remember one day coaching them was on me. Coach Doug Tiny and them, whatever. I had to run 3 extra suicides because I missed the line 3 times. Oh my God.
Right.
I was like, man,
Right.
I don't want to play. I was like, I don't want to play. I want to go home. I don't want to play no more.
It was for real a gut check. You seeing where your heart was at, you
No,
know.
that's real.
That's
That's
all.
real. That's real. That's real.
Seeing where your heart was at, you
Nah,
know.
I
Beautiful
got you.
thing.
No. So senior year, obviously
Yes,
you
sir.
all state, all city first team, best shooter in the city. And now the team is basically better because everybody comes back and you get the best point guard in the city. What did you think that team was going to be that special your senior year?
I knew we was gonna be better than the previous year just because of the addition of Tank, a legitimate point guard, starting. You know, right, left, can go to the rack, can throw the lobs, can do this. You know, just pretty much fundamentally sound guy. You know, so I knew we was gonna be better. I just didn't know how much better. You know, with the addition of with you coming and then Leon becoming a grown a beast, even though he hurt
Mm-hmm.
himself, and then
Mm-hmm.
just having the additions of some JV guys coming up. You know, I knew we was gonna be all right, and then Ronnie Arch filling his wing over there, pushing
Mm-hmm.
me because he used to light it up too.
No,
You
y'all
know,
were like, I'm trying to think
Ronnie
like
and
it was like Paul George and Clay, like Clay Thompson and Steph. Like y'all was on the wings, shoot, one shoot. Like I said, without
yeah,
y'all, Christian Tremaine get double and triple teamed every play. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kept the
right,
floor
right, right,
spread. Like,
right.
no, you
Right.
can't leave Reggie. You can't leave Ronnie.
Okay. Right. Real talk. Real
You can't
talk.
leave them.
Real talk. Real talk. We used to that was our job. So the hurry up and shoot the 3 on the initial first break, and then it's the second break, and then you know what I mean. So it all fell in hand. I
Nah,
was trying to
definitely.
knock down as many as I could.
Exactly. I mean, look, me and my dad talk about this game to the day. Like I remember Banning was the 2 games we talk about. Banning, or we talk about Cleveland. Cleveland was like the 3A city champs. We played them the first game of the season in Cleveland. And then we smacked them by like 40. And I was like, I was like, dude,
Of course.
I
Of
couldn't
course.
believe it. I was like, they were the
Yeah.
3A city champs. We smacked them in their house
Man.
by 40. And then me and Pops talk about this game all the time where he played Banning. And they had the 3A city player of the year. I can't think of the little guard name.
Jason Pickett.
There we go. They had him. And we was smacking them so bad that the coach quit at halftime. And Pops got to
right.
He took the key off the court. And Pops was like, my Pops got to the game, was like, what happened? He's like, they quit. I was like, they quit, Dad. What do you mean they quit? At halftime. He said they quit.
Yeah, 12. They quit. I had 21 that game in 12 minutes. 21 in 12 minutes.
Dude, it was like 60-20 or 60-12 or something like that. And he was like, "F that. We ain't really. I'm finna brick school."
We slaughtered them guys.
No,
Slaughtered. We wasn't playing.
No.
Yeah.
That year, it was like 3 games I got stopped early. One was Leon when he shattered the backboard.
Mm-hmm.
One was that game, and one was like another game where like the team was
right.
"Nah, we ain't even doing this. We ain't doing this."
I think that was the Thousand Oaks tournament.
Yeah, well, we beat the team by like 70. Yeah, we beat the team by like 70 points. I was like, man, I couldn't. I told my pops that he couldn't believe. He was like, y'all niggas won by, how y'all beat another high school team by 70? I was like, I don't know, Dad. Like they just, it was like score, you know?
Right. You know, that defense.
That was unrelenting.
That's that defense, that Rover and Blue and all that stuff. We was on their head.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
And then you know everybody was scoring buckets. Everybody was just knocking down threes. Everybody was just scoring. So it just really made it bad. It was like and nobody wasn't cold. You know what I mean? Hey, I remember this game though. I remember Gardena. I remember the game at Gardena. You remember that game at Gardena?
Yeah, we won by like 70, man. I remember that game.
Yeah, that's the game you wouldn't throw it up to me for a dunk, and you just wrote you went up for the dunk by yourself.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, like you, I wanted to give me a dunk. I got a breakaway. Oh, Reggie, I know I saw you. I was like, I'm gonna get you next time, Reg.
Yeah.
I got to get me one.
Right. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna get you next time, Reg. I promise you.
And you did that. And you did though.
Right.
You did though. I think it was the LA High game.
Yeah. I threw it up to you. I was like, I'm gonna get you back. I promise you.
You was a little hesitant, but you threw it to me. I was like, okay, I might as well try to do a little dunk. You know that ain't my thing, but I'll try to do a little dunk.
Nah, I got you. So
you crazy.
Nah, man, I think about that game. I think about modern day. I think, you know, like that was really the state game right there. Because once we went to Oakland, we all kind of knew that we was gonna win state. You know, but like modern day, I remember that game, and like I said, I just remember Fremont game was like the big game. Like when Fremont was, you know, it was y'all, it was you, and it was Beef, and like, you know, Tommy was going against old high school, man. Like, man, battles, man. Battles. I feel like the city was like the ish. Man, he was like, city was the shit. You know, like
right.
It ain't like that now.
Hey, can you just imagine if you went to a valley school like they do now? You probably would have had 60 a game, Trav.
That's what I said. Like I wanted Crenshaw because it was like, you know, like it was the best. The Crenshaw was the dynasty of high school basketball in California. You know, like I don't think any school is gonna have like that kind of tradition where they win 4, 5, 6, 7 championships, state championships in 5, 6, 7 years. You know, like Crenshaw, like is Boston Celtics of basketball. Like they, you know, they ain't nobody gonna catch that. You know, even if my thing is like Isaiah Thomas said about Chicago. You know, if you didn't play high school in the city of Chicago, high school ball, that was like the best of the best. Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel about 4A division in the city. You know, you playing against the best of the best, man, and really seeing where your heart is.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I was glad to be able to go from the CIL and then to the city and really showcase a little bit of some talent and really be able to handle myself against those guys. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dave Forston, rest in peace. You know, Rickenbacker, the guys from Washington and Michael Quinn and you know, I'm just saying, you know, it was a blessing, bro. It was a
No,
blessing
no,
to let me
definitely.
know that I had enough talent to play with these dudes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I would
Yeah,
ask you a
yeah.
question like, out of all the memories from the Shaw or Sarah, what was your most memorable moment in high school?
Um, to be honest, I don't. I used to be so focused when I was in the game. I don't remember a lot of games, but I do remember, believe it or not, my Sarah game, championship, the CIF championship game against Crossroads, Austin Crocier and
Mm-hmm.
Bakir Allen. And
Mm-hmm.
I had a tip jam. And I had a breakaway that game, dunks. So
Okay. Okay.
those was those were some that I didn't do, and it was 10th grade. So, like I said, that game and maybe the Dorsey game, my 11th grade year.
Mm-hmm.
Dorsey at Dorsey, they was gonna beat us, and Dave Forson had a breakaway, and I slapped the ball out of his hand to send it to overtime. That was
Oh, okay.
another game
Okay.
I kind of remember.
Yeah. It wasn't no close
Yeah,
game senior
yeah,
year.
yeah.
I said,
Those
what
two
no
was probably one of my. Huh?
I said, wasn't no close
What'd you
games with
say?
Dorsey senior year. It was blowouts.
Nah, yeah. Nah. I mean, Dorsey had a squad though.
They
Dorsey
went to
had a
the city.
squad
They
my
went to the city.
11th grade year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they went to the
yeah,
city and they went to the city back-to-back years.
yeah.
I
Back to
remember
back,
that.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah. I
right,
remember they beat
right.
Westchester,
Yeah,
to get to the city championship.
exactly,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
So I remember
exactly.
that.
So yeah, yes, sir.
So
Yes,
I,
sir.
obviously you have a great senior year, a great junior year, Reggie. Like what
Mm.
happens? What happens after you? What happens after Crenshaw?
K State. I went to K State, and it was a lot of issues. I was talking to my boy, Mark Young, who went there with me, Louisiana, and we was just rapping about the situation out there. He knew what was going on, and I'm just leave it as it wasn't a great situation for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The head coaches over there were new, and I was new, so it just didn't work out. I
Mm-hmm.
I don't like talking bad about people, so it just didn't work out. So I came home and ended up going to Southwest with Joe Weekly, and
Mm-hmm.
my first year was with Joe, and then my second year was with Coach Morris, Reggie Morris,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
coach,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
ended up I hurt my knee that year too. I hurt my knee that year, and ripped my meniscus, but ended up playing anyway.
Oh,
And
you played on the
from
meniscus
there, I
tear?
went to Masters. Yes, sir. Yes,
Man.
sir. And then went to Masters and played with Joey Penberthy, Mike Penberthy, little brother that
Okay.
played with the Lakers. Mike
Okay.
Penberthy played with the Lakers, so I
Okay.
played with him. Yeah, went out there and still doing me still. And then my senior year there, I hurt the same meniscus, really ripped it. And the doctor pretty much told me I was gonna be out a week, and I was out 2.5 months.
Oh,
So
wow.
that pretty much ended when they went in there. The tear was so bad, it was they ended up um, he said saving it to save my knee as an older man. You know what I'm saying? I won't have that arthritis.
Yeah,
So he
okay.
said,
Okay.
but I won't be 100%. You know what I mean? My basketball won't be 100% no more. So I just after that I was just like, oh okay. I played what I did, what I could, and left it alone.
Right, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
what happened after, like what happened after that, Or what was your
After
next move?
that, man, whew, being taught, hey Trav, being taught as a kid, and pretty much a lot of us is taught basketball is what we gonna do. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then when real life hits you, real life hits you. So after that, I had about I think I had two kids. My first was stillborn, and then I had two kids, and no job, no nothing, Trav. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
this is where the mental health hits you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
mental health hits you, and I had two occasions where I had a pistol. I had a pistol, and I said I was gonna take myself out today. You know what I'm saying? And it's just too much pressure. No job, having kids, and all this stuff. So I said I was gonna take myself out. So I went to the beach, and I sat on the lifeguard tower, smoked my little blunt. And after I smoked blunt, I'm like, man, what am I doing? It's not that serious. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I had
Mm-hmm.
two instances like that, and then ended up then I ended up getting a job about 6, 7 months later working for TSA. I started working for TSA.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oof. Man, that's a blessing, man. Like people don't
Yes.
realize, man, how hard that transition is.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying? From like ball
yeah,
to like real life.
yes, sir.
I mean, when I retired from overseas, after doing 10 years, man, like I had my son, he was 3 at the time, didn't know what I was
Yeah,
gonna do. Didn't know
right,
like I had no clue, you know what I'm saying? And like,
right,
like same path as you, like started drinking, trying to hide it from my family, started drinking heavy. I hated
right.
myself. I hated everybody.
Yes,
Myself,
sir.
I hated my girl at the time. I hated God. I hated everything.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I
right,
was just
right.
in the
Real talk.
self-pity, man. And like,
Right, right.
it took me years to get out of it. Years. So
Yeah,
I understand like
yeah,
how you felt, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Real talk. I see a lot of guys that be out here on drugs, you know, that
Mhm.
couldn't transition,
Mhm.
and
Mhm. Mhm.
this one, Brad Asbury. I mean, not Asbury, Bradbury,
Yeah, Dwayne
Bradbury,
Bradbury. Yeah, yeah,
Dwayne
yeah, yeah.
Bradbury. Believe it or not, I just found out that's my brother, bro.
What?
Believe it or not, right? I just found out
What?
that was my brother about 2, 3 years ago.
Man,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah,
Man, I watched
crazy.
him. I watched him because that was my dad's favorite player. My dad used to coach him. Him and Kevin Bell. Like I put Kevin Bell as like the top 5 California athletes I've ever seen. I
Right,
put, with
right,
Tremaine and Corey Benjamin and
right,
some other
right,
people. Yeah, yeah,
right.
shit got but like Kevin Bell had the most ups.
Yes,
I
sir.
remember, man. Like, but I watched them win it City junior year, beat Shaw and Kevin Ollie when I was like 10 years old,
Right.
and then lose to LeVar Ball and his brother, the Ball brothers from Westchester.
The Ball brothers.
Yeah, when I was 11 in the
Yes, sir.
city. I remember both, man, like it was yesterday. So Dwayne Bradbury, man, that's
Like it was
crazy.
yesterday.
Yeah, man, that's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
we used my pops graduated from Manual, so we used to go see a lot of Manual games. Now I
Yeah.
didn't know if that had a connection, but
Uh.
he didn't tell like a couple years ago. But Bradbury's mom told him a couple years ago, so that's how we kind of found out. Told my father that that was his son.
Oh,
So, but yeah, I
okay.
used to watch Bradbury a lot. Yeah, I used to watch. We used to go a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah. We went to I went to a
that.
lot of see a lot of
Yeah, it's
Bradbury. A
crazy.
lot of yeah. That's crazy, man. That's heckin'
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
You know what I'm
crazy,
saying? All right, Reg, man. I would
crazy.
say like
Yes, sir.
in your situation, like if you have obviously you have a kid, like the next Reggie Mcferren, what would be your advice for him going to the next level, like college? You know?
My thing is, I have two sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And both of them plays, but they didn't start until late. So
Mm-hmm.
I have one that's 17 now. He don't know if he really want to play or not, but I try not to force him. I just if this what you whatever in life you want to do, I'm gonna back you 100%. You know, if it's you want to be a gamer, you want to be you want to be, you know, want to shoot hoop, you want to whatever you want to do other than be on these streets. I'm gonna support you. You know, and then it's different than how we grew up, Trap. You know, you can make money just on a million different ways.
You can make money just playing video games, being lazy.
A lot of money, you know.
You know what I'm saying? No,
that part.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. My son is 12. He'll be 13. It's the same way. He wants to skate one day, soccer one day. Says he wants basketball. I don't really know. Right. I just want him to not be a knucklehead. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that part. That's. I just want him to stay away from the streets, you know, and do whatever else you like. And we'll just figure it out, you know. And no. you know, I just don't want them hiding nothing from me. You know, let's be young adults and grown men, you know? You know, other than that, that's really about it, man. It's really about it.
No, I got you, man. I got you, Reg, man. Like I said, I love your story, man. I love your journey because it's a story of perseverance, man, and just triumph, man, and getting through, you know what I'm saying? And,
yes, sir.
You know, getting through the good times, the bad times, you know what I'm saying? Like your whole college career, man. Like I stayed a fan of yours. I still am, you know what I'm saying? I always was a fan. And I always tell people like if you ever got a chance to really watch Crenshaw back in 90, 93 and 94, you seeing greatness, you know what I'm saying? At every spot, greatness at every spot, you know what I'm saying? You know, like y'all was big, you know what I'm saying? So we talked about it just now, but you know, like the question I always ask is like, when everybody goes through them low points of life, like you did, you know, like to get out of like what you were going through, did you turn to God? Did you turn to your family? Did you turn to, you know, like yourself, you know, like how did you get out of it?
Man, you know, my father was always in the church. So as a kid, I was in church, but you know, certain things happened during those later years as in church that I didn't agree with. So I strayed away and developed my own faith, more spiritual, and trying to cleanse my body and cleanse myself and try to walk a certain way, you know, being honorable, you know, honest, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, those are really the things that, like smoking weed. I didn't go to rehab. I stopped smoking weed on my own because I had kids and a job. It was a job opportunity, so I stopped that. Then I picked up the bottle heavy, and then it got tired. Pretty much got tired of doing that, so kind of just stopped that. Even though I dibble and dab, you know what I mean, here and there, but it's not like it used to be. It had to be a thing. I had to have it. So you know, for me, it's more self and my kids, kids. You know what I'm saying? If I got to be here for them, you know, and then for them to tick, I have to be here to allow them to do this and do that and just to keep me going. You know, it's a give and take though. You know, it's self and my kids. If it wasn't for my kids, then I probably wouldn't care.
No, I got you. That makes sense, man. Everybody has to have like that motivation to keep going, you know. And like for me, it's the same thing with my son. Like a lot of times where I didn't think I was gonna make it. Right. You know, he was my motivation. You know, he was my motivation. Like, you know, to get a job, to get the next thing, to the next thing, whatever it is. You know, I would say for me, it's like the reason why I had this podcast or whatever was like because of him and Billy, you know. God rest his soul. But like, you know, because I wanted to tell him like there was other people just like your dad that went through different situations.
Yes, sir.
You know, that different situations that got them in different things, but they persevered and got to, you know, the next thing in the next phase of their life.
Yes, sir.
For me, that's why I was like, it's just a blessing to hear your story. Because like I said, like you really are and I'm not, I know I keep saying it, but I'm not gassing him up, folks. Like, he really is a Crenshaw legend, which means a lot, and a city legend, bro, and a state legend, California state legend, period. Y'all sound like I'm gassing him, but this dude was Klay Thompson before Klay Thompson, dog.
Klay Thompson before Klay Thompson.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was, Paul George before Paul George.
I get that a lot. Klay and Steph before Klay and Steph.
I'm telling you, man, you and Ronnie, man, was just a 6'6" and 6'5" version of him.
Yes,
like straight up, man. Like, y'all could be like, I was gonna say like Tatum and Brown, but like, you know what I'm saying, but more shooters. You know what I'm saying?
More shooters. I mean, that's all we did. I mean, Ronnie, his senior year was more like a PG going to the rack and doing more things.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that with y'all. Yeah,
right.
He didn't
They didn't have a lot of y'all. Didn't have a lot of players that we did.
No,
solidified in their position.
Y'all had so much talent that he had to make you just you just gonna shoot. Ronnie, you just gonna shoot.
Right.
Chris, you're gonna shoot mid-range, and Tremaine, you gonna get all the dunks and everything inside.
All the dunks, yeah. Real talk.
That's real.
Dunks just to pump me up.
Man. Like I said, when Tremaine was, man, like I was like, man, his dunks was spectacular. As like I said, we talk about it. Another dunk, one of the best dunks I ever seen in high school. First game of the season, Tank was dribbling up the half court. He threw that thing from half court. I'm like, who was he throwing it to? And then all of a sudden, Tremaine caught it and reversed it. I said, "Oh my God!"
Hey, you if you realize that was kind of like the first play of our game, every game.
Yep. Like, he was
scripted. That was the first play.
No, because Tank was, like I said, Tank was the best half court lob thrower I ever saw.
Easy call.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody threw better half court lobs. Like, he would throw it on the money. Right. And you know what I'm saying? Like, Tremaine would just catch it and yes,
sir.
So for me, like I said, I was just like, me being a fan, I was like, man, Wes was like, all right, Trav, go in for Tremaine. You really, can I go just watch him play a little bit more, coach?
You crazy.
Can I watch him dunk a little bit more?
Right. I'm enjoying it from here.
I'm just like, man, this is great, man. Like, I just want to watch. But nah, man, it was, like I said, it was just a blessing to play with y'all. And like I said, so many memories, so many stuff I think about all the time, like Crenshaw memories, even though I was only there for the 1 year. And like I said, just, me being a freshman, just soaking up all the game and everything from y'all, man. I felt like if I can, like I always thought, like, if through high school, and I thought like this, like if I can get through Reggie, Tremaine, and Chris, I can get through. Ain't nobody else better than them.
Hey, I meant to tell you, Robert Parker mad at you.
Oh, why is he mad at me?
Because you left.
No, he told me, he was like, Nick, we could have won state if you would have stayed your second year. I'm like, bro, it wasn't up to me. Pops took me out.
Right.
Pops was like, oh, nigga, you can't. I tell you a funny story. Reggie, like freshman year, right? I'm coming home. Pops couldn't pick me up from school. So I had a friend of mine, she dropped me off. She was 18 years old, went to Crenshaw.
Right.
And she dropped me off at my grandma's house at like 8 o'clock at night or whatever. After practice, we practiced till like 6, 7. So she dropped me off, and like my mom was like, oh, hell no. Yo, she 18, you 14? Oh, no, you leaving. You getting out of Crenshaw.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, so mom's was like, oh, I ain't having it.
At all.
Yeah, the girl, she was about it. She was like, she came in my grandma's house, talked to my grandma, talked to my mama. She was about it. She didn't care. But like Pops was like, yeah, like, all right, son.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So exactly. So, so many stories at Crenshaw, we can't put it on this because PG-13, but man.
Right.
No,
beautiful thing, though.
Beautiful thing, man. Like I said, Reg, I appreciate you, big bro. Gotta bring, like I said, I'm gonna do it, bro. So just be ready. I'm gonna do like a Shaw thing, like was this like you, Tremaine, Chris.
Yeah.
Like everybody just come on, and we're gonna just bring up, stories from then, dude. Because like I said, like that was That team, like I'll say again, was the greatest California team in history and should be honored as that. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Thompson, I know he be talking about the 85 team or whatever, but I'll be like, nah, 94 team, best team in California history, bro. Straight up.
So I had to talk with. I got this shirt from Coach Duckett. This
Okay.
is Coach Duckett's shirt. So
okay.
I talked to him about I said the 85 team was the best because of the world thing.
Yeah.
And he said, keep it real. He was like, man, y'all were the best. Y'all just didn't have the opportunity. You know what I mean? To go. So if y'all, he said if he think if we had the opportunity to go, we would have won. We would have been the same thing.
We only lost one game really in Florida. It was at South Carolina, Simon Grass. And the other game we lost because Chris didn't play the first half. So
Chris didn't play at all.
Oh, he didn't play the whole game. Yeah, you're right. He didn't play at all. So I'm like, in reality, we never lost.
So let me take it back. We just beat the Florida tournament.
Yes.
We was out there for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Now Christmas is coming around. I think, me personally, I thought the guys was just tired and ready to go home. But you sent us to another tournament, and one of the biggest tournaments, you know, and we wasn't mentally ready for that. You know, guys was ready to go. It was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a lot.
Man. Like that could be a story in itself, man. Like the trip, man.
Right.
You know, I was like from fights to breaking in the other room and using the call and the internet or whatever it was.
Hey, you know, I'm just saying. It was a lot going on.
It was a lot going on, man. That's real. Yeah. Like I think you're probably right, Reg, man. I felt like that was a long trip. That was like a 3-week trip. Seemed 2-3 weeks.
It was a long trip.
You know,
it was a long trip.
Long trip. I was like, man. Yeah. And I remember at this. Go ahead. No, you go.
My parents was there, so I wasn't.
You wasn't bugging,
yeah. My parents was there.
No, I was like, man, like I think I asked Chris, like, this how it is? Like every year I just got to go 3 weeks from home. I'm 14.
What was it? No, Alaska was a week. I think Alaska was a week.
Okay.
But we had to go to school in Alaska that week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had to go to school in Alaska. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's straight up crazy.
It was crazy.
Man, so.
Yeah.
All right, Reg, man. Like I said, I appreciate it, bro. And like I said,
yes,
I'm gonna give you my phone number. We're gonna keep in touch, man. Because like I said, I'm gonna be hitting you up, bro. And whenever you out, because like where you live at now?
I'm in LA. I'm still in LA.
Okay. I'm in Rancho. So
yeah, that's the way I go to Vegas.
Oh yeah, I got you. We already planning trips. We heading up there in about 6 weeks to go to the games.
Oh, is that right? You gonna be out there?
Yeah, beginning of July. We're going out there to watch, Summer League.
Summer League, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jason, little Jason. Don't we run the G League or something?
I think so. I'm not even sure, but like I was going out there for sure because I'll be wanting to see draft, you know what I'm saying? The draft dudes. Like last year, I went, 2 years ago, I saw Zion and all that, that was the last time I went. But now since everything is open up, I'm going back again. Yeah.
Okay.
So let me know if you're going to be down there, bro, like, because we going down there for sure.
Yeah. I think I will.
Yeah, because we going down there 5th, 6th, and 7th. We'll be out there.
Okay.
But thank you, Reg, like I said. And thank y'all for listening. If you listen this far, please like, share, subscribe to An Athlete's Journey. It will be on YouTube as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Let everybody know where they can follow you, Reg.
You can follow me at Remo11186. I'm on Gmail, but I'm starting a little coaching. I be coaching little kids here and there, only if they serious. I train them in shooting in the backyard over there on the east. So, other than that, that's pretty much. I try to stay out the light. I've been in the light long enough. You know what I mean?
Now I got you, bro. Like I said. And trust me, if you in the city, if you really want to learn how to shoot from the best, follow it. Like, try to find this man. Like I said, I will post on Facebook. He'll be on his Facebook or whatever.
Yes, sir.
His information and all that, because like I said, he is a shooting legend, bro. Like he didn't miss. Like if he was open, it was in.
Hey, tell the folks, I'm probably the only one that made 99 out of 100 free throws. 99 out of 100 free throws.
Yep. Oh, that's not false. That's real talk.
Facts.
Facts.
In a row.
Yep. No, definitely. I remember that because he was just all day.
Yes, sir.
All right. You can follow me at Travis W. Reed on Instagram. That's REED. And on Facebook, I post all my social stuff there. Also, the show is on YouTube. So follow An Athlete's Journey. Like, share, subscribe that on YouTube, because you can see all the interviews as well as listen to them now. You see the people that I'm interviewing, see how the expressions is, see how everything goes. Also, this will be on the Believe Network. You can check it out on that. BLEAV, the Believe Network. We got something going. We're going to Sirius XM as a company, so you might hear this on Sirius XM pretty soon. So, all right. Thank y'all for listening. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.